So, a record number of people around the world are internally displaced as a result of natural disasters or conflicts. Meanwhile, Australia is on the hunt for workers. Debora Patta is following these stories and more from Johannesburg. Deborah, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Well, you'd think that the global pandemic, with its insistence that people are not allowed to move in a bid to stop the virus, would somehow have reduced the number of displaced people in the world. But in fact, the very opposite has happened. As you correctly pointed out, conflicts and other natural disasters forced someone to flee within their own country every second of last year, pushing the number of people living in internal displacement to a record high. Intense storms, persistent conflicts and explosions of violence have forced 40.5 million people to become newly displaced within their countries, according to a new report. That is the highest number of newly displaced people reported in 10 years and brings the total number to a record 55 million. Over to Australia, which, unlike many places in the world dealing with job losses, is facing a pandemic-induced labour shortage. Across the country, bars, shops and restaurants have struggled to fill vacancies, usually taken up by throngs of foreign backpackers who flock down under. But border closures have turned off that tap and job vacancies are up almost 30% since the pandemic began. In sun-drenched Queensland, the problem is so acute that the Premier has offered $1,400 to anyone who wants to start working in what's being promoted as paradise. In China, the number of divorces has fallen by more than 70% since the introduction of a mandatory cooling-off period. Government statistics reveal that 296,000 divorces were registered in the first quarter of this year, compared to well over 1 million in the final quarter of 2020. Under a new civil code introduced in January, couples filing for divorce must wait 30 days after submitting their application, during which time either party can withdraw the petition. Only at the end of the month can they reapply to end the marriage. And finally, a giant slab of ice bigger than Rhode Island has broken off from the frozen edge of Antarctica, becoming the largest iceberg afloat in the world. It's been called A76 by scientists, and its surface area is over 1,600 square miles. Rhode Island is just over 1,000 square miles. Periodic carving of large chunks of those shelves is part of a natural cycle, and in this case, experts believe it is not linked to climate change. That's because this particular iceberg was already floating in the sea when it was dislodged, and so as a result, the breakaway did not raise ocean levels, unlike other icebergs further away from the South Pole, which scientists believe have disintegrated as a result of climate change. Anne-Marie?
Debora Patta, thank you so much, Deborah.